that we welcome who are hearing impaired, or those who have great gifts and talents, or those who enjoy the wonderful spirit of music, or those who come for fellowship. Well, we're all about welcoming as we come together to study and learn to be the children of God that we're called to be. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever been in a conversation, maybe a text message or even a phone call, and you ask, who is this? Who is this? Who are you? You know, sometimes we get caught up in today's world and people just assume that they know who we are. And you may get a phone number, but you don't know who that person is in a message or a text that's coming to you. And you're constantly asking, wait a minute, who are you? And I think that's one of the most important questions we might ask in the world. Who are you? Do we know who you are? Do we know who each and everyone is? And do we know who we are as an individual? How important that is that we understand that. You may say, well, certainly I do know who I am. There are moments when I wake up in the morning and may not be clear as to who I am, but I know my name, and I know where I come from, and I know a little bit about myself, and I know, that I have these talents and gifts, etc. So I know who I am. But do you really? Because this is so essential for us in our journey of our lives, that we understand that we are an expression of God. And this may be the greatest thing we need to know, and maybe the only thing that we need to know in the journey of our lives. That all we need to know is that we are an expression of God. We sometimes search out what's our purpose, who are we? We're trying to figure more and more in the journey of life. Why are we even here at this time? What is our purpose? Oh, let me tell you this. All you need to know is this one thought. I am an expression of God. I'm an expression of God. God being revealed, God flowing through me, in me, around me, always for me. I am that great expression. And I really want to make everyone clear that we need to understand that some people may call us a reflection of God. But there's a big difference between a reflection and an expression. Because a reflection is only the picture of the subject, while an expression is the actual nature and character of the subject. You see, a reflection is I'm just reflecting back what the other is. But an expression is, I'm expressing the very character. I'm giving out, I'm sharing the very essence, the very nature of God. Not just a reflection, even much, much more, but an expression. If one looks into a mirror, well, that person is reflected back, right? While the reflection resembles them, there's really no substance. There's no life or intelligence, no power or any other quality in the reflection in itself. On the other hand, the word expression, get this, is defined as something that manifests, something that embodies, something that represents something else. You and I are the representation of the divine. We are the representation. Look around this room, and we say this quite often. If you want to see God, turn to your neighbor. Because you are the expression of that divine presence. God being revealed and shown, the very character, the very nature, the very love, the very grace, the essence of forgiveness, all these wonderful attributes, they flow in, through us, around us, and always for us, as we are that great expression. You and I are that which is then this very life, this very substance, this very intelligence of God. Wow, isn't that pretty amazing to even think that way? You are the very essence, the substance of God, the life of God, the very, I like this, intelligence of God. How important it is that we come from that frame of mind and that frame of thinking as we go about our day-to-day journey. That the only thing that we really didn't know, we have lots of questions. Only thing you really need to know is that you are this expression of God. And from there, everything else falls into place. Everything else falls into place as you begin to say, I'm expressing the divine. I am here for that purpose. I know why I exist. I know what I'm here to call to do. I know how to live in this moment. I know what to do as I face challenges. I simply be the expression of God. We often ask, what would Jesus do? What would the expression of God do in the scenario or the situation that you're in right now? What would God do? Well, that's what we're called to do, is to do just what God would do in each case. And that answers any questions for the journey of our life. Too often, as we think of ourselves as a reflection, we're thinking constantly of this idea that I'm reflecting something else outside of me. And we walk in this thoughts of separation, that we're somehow separated from God. God out there, I am here, I'm needing something from God, I am wanting something from God. God, do something for me. When all along, as we understand, we're the expression, God, do something through me, in me, around me. And it always unfolds for us in that context. So when we understand this, there's an amazing journey from our life that we begin to believe that not only that good doesn't just come to him or her, but rather that we understand it's coming from God through them, through us. You're looking for the abundance, the prosperity, the blessing, the goodness, the health, the wholeness. It flows through you. It's coming through you. For the divine presence works in each and every one of us as we begin to express it, as we begin to reveal it, as we begin to share it in so many ways. I love this very thought that's put in your bulletin today. If you take out your centerfold in the bulletin today, you'll find there are two wonderful gifts that I have for you. One is, I am the limitless expression of God. This beautiful prayer that you might pray throughout the week that just affirms it, that there is only one life, that life is God, and that life is my life right now. Wow, isn't that a powerful statement of defining who we are? There is only one life, one power, one presence, and that is the divine. And it is in me right now, and that life is God, and that life is my life. God flowing in and through me. There is no separation. There's no division. It is the power and presence at work within my life. How beautiful that is. That prayer goes on to say, I'm made in the image and likeness of God. Infinite good. It says, I'm surrounded by an infinite intelligence that uses me to express and manifest divine ideas. This intelligence flows through me and protects me from mistakes. I am motivated by the power of right and constructive thinking that always brings good out of everywhere and every experience. I am the expression of God, qualities, God's very qualities of life and love and wisdom. I rely upon infinite wisdom then to guide me and direct me. I am anchored in love, which dissolves all discord and creates harmony wherever I am. I live in consistent reality of my full and complete expression and appreciate the personal expression and spiritual growth that it provides. Wow, think about this prayer because it ends with, I welcome each opportunity as a new and larger way to express I am. Think about that. Every day beginning with the very thought, today is a new day to express God, a new day to reveal God in a greater way than ever before, a new day for God to be flowing in and through me to manifest amazing things for the world around me. I am gifted with this divine presence. It now flows through me in my life, and everything I do expresses this right action. I know all this to be true and right here and now, and in gratitude, I let it be, and so it is. That beautiful prayer, then take it home, and you'll find it in the center of your bulletin. And we want to encourage you to just read through that and maybe even look at the phrase by phrase, each word and what it is saying for us as it establishes this greater understanding of who we are. Because that's all we need to know. We find then, as we look through this, that this feeling then of this divine presence expressing through us is so essential for our lives that we can be able to say, wherever I am, God is. I'm at the grocery store. God's here. I'm on Interstate 85. God's here. I'm at the club. God's here. I'm at this restaurant. God's here. I'm with my parents. God's here. I'm at home. God's here. Wherever you may be, you are saying, echoing over and over again, this understanding that I am the expression of God and God is here. We sang in that chorus, pass it on. There's not a spot where God is not. And that's very true. For where you are, God is. And if you are here in this room right now, well, God is. And where you are, who are joining us through our Facebook program, God is. God is this presence that is everywhere. There's not a spot where God is not. So when we understand that, understanding that we are becoming more than just a reflection, we are the expression of the one that we call our divine source. And that we understand that in any situation in life, then we can overcome it because you're the expression of the divine. And the divine power is in you. And that divine power is in you. And it's working in you right here, right now. So no matter what situation you're going through, no matter what challenge you may be facing, you are the expression of God, and you are the overcomer. I love this. I posted on Facebook this past week that, when something goes wrong, and a lot of times we think it's wrong, and it may not actually be wrong. But from our viewpoint, we think at that moment we've defined it as wrong. What do? We simply yell, plot shift. That's right. Plot shift. The story's changing. New path, new way, fork in the road, going in a new direction, whatever you like to say. Plot shift, that the story is now going in a new direction and a new chapter is open. Have you read a book and you think you got the plot figured out, and all of a sudden there's a plot shift and the story goes on in a new way? That's the journey of our lives as an expression of who we are as God. That every day we have the wonderful power and presence to say, hey, I'm going through a plot shift. That's all it is. The story is changing. It's changing for my highest and best. It's unfolding my very essence of the expression of God. It's giving me this wonderful opportunity to be just that, the expression of God. I'm going through a plot shift. Say that with me. I'm going through a plot shift. That's right. I want you to use that throughout this week as you think about those journeys and those challenges you're going through. I'm going through a plot shift. That's all it is, as the story begins to move in new directions for us. That new direction brings out new attitudes, doesn't it? Patti LaBelle sings this song on new attitude, and let me tell you, it's full of Scripture. It's full of ancient truth. It's full of spiritual insight. It's full of great wisdom for our lives. And that line that says, somehow the wires uncrossed, my tables were turned. I never knew I had such a lesson to learn. Plot shift. Plot shift. That's right. That's all it is. Tables are turned, plot shift. And I never knew this kind of lesson I had to learn, plot shift. And I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. I know where I'm going and I know what to do because I'm the expression of God. And that's all I need to know, right? I tidied up my point of view. I got a new attitude. I'm in control. My worries are few because I've got love like I never knew. Ooh, I've got a new attitude. You all know it, and you can sing along, and you know those words going over and over in your head. That's a great message for our lives as we scream, plot shift, I got a new attitude. I'm going in a new direction because the divine power and presence is at work within my life. And we understand that this is so amazing for our lives as Jesus became our great way shower. I love that phrase, way shower. Someone showing you the way. Someone who reveals the way in the midst of every challenge, in the midst of the darkness of this world that maybe seems so confusing. Years ago, I lived in Africa, and my work many times in the villages would take us late into the evenings. And in Africa, on the equator, at 7 o'clock, it's like God pulls down the shade. Bam, it's dark. 7 o'clock on the equator, it's just right on the nose, on that button. It goes from light to dark. It's as if the lights were shut off automatically. And in that darkness, you're like, wait. We went a little long, as if a pastor would go long. I don't know. But anyway, yes, there were occasions where things went a little longer as a gathering together, as the church fellowship and study and teaching was gathering together around in this village. But yet returning back to our main village or our camp or whatever it may be that we were staying, in that darkness, I needed a way shower. My eyes weren't attuned to that darkness and to know how to go. But you know what? Everyone else just got up and started walking home in the dark. I'm like, how do you know where to go? How do you know which path to take? I'm grabbing onto the backs of their shirts and say, wait, don't leave me. I need a way shower. And I asked, how is it that you know in the dark how to walk this path? And they would say, well, we walked this path with our fathers so many times. We know it by heart. And so it is Jesus walking the path with that divine source, the goodness of God so much. He became our way shower, the one that is showing us the pathway, the one who is teaching us and inviting us to do the very same. In our world today, too many people want to make Jesus the way shower as the great exception, as if we would say, don't try this at home because it only works for Jesus. Because Jesus was only this wonderful man of this power and presence of a divine expression. But you, and each and every one of us are that divine expression and called also to be a way shower for one another. He's our great example, and he called himself the Son of Man as the Son of God. You're the Son of Man and also the sons and daughters of God. No matter what your gender may be, it's that reference to that you are the child of the divine, and that divinity rests in you to be expressed. And it's calling you to do the very same. As Jesus was our great teacher, showing us the pathway for our lives, teaching us this journey of success in our lives, so too we are called to do the same. We are called to be a way shower for one another, as we are the expression of God. I am an expression of God, and that's all I need to know. In your bulletin, you'll find another sort of little poem that is written that is there to actually echo this very thought with us. So open up your bulletin, would you please? And you'll find that second insert or page for you. And it simply says this: I am an expression of God. That's all I need to know. I need to know who or what God is. Isn't that something? I really don't need to know who or what God is. Because let me tell you this, whether God is unconditional or judgment, or even whether God actually exists, because I'm an expression of it, suddenly all the questions begin to resolve when I know that that's who I am and I express it. Suddenly we find that, as I love, I understand. God is love. As I'm gracious, I understand. God is gracious. As I live out this journey of my life expressing all the answers of who and what and where and all this kind of stuff that we may question become resolved as we understand that that's all I need to know is I'm an expression. As it reads on, it says, I'm an expression of God, as is everyone and everything else. That's all I need to know. God leads me to believe that the need to know more than that is only possible through God's expression. That's good enough for me. I need not express on my own, nor is it possible that I express on my own except through God's expression. And so every day, in every way, I'm expressing God as me through me. God is me through me. And that last line says, yep, that's all I need to know. And it's so true for our lives. When we understand that and live from that, today I wake up with the very purpose and the calling to be the expression of God for my world, to be the hands of God, the voice of God, the very touch of God, the very voice that expresses this incredible love and grace and compassion, non-judgmental presence, but is there to uplift and encourage. Wow, as we become that, we discover all the searching and seeking the answers have now brought us to this place of answers, I should say, that this is all we need to know. Amen. I'm so glad that you're with us today and we understand this very concept. This is all I need to know. I am that expression. And in that power of being this expression, we are able to be people who live in the power and prosperity of God's goodness. So I encourage you to share generously. For those of you who are joining us through our Facebook program, we want to let you know that we've been announcing our Zelle connection. If you'd like to make a donation, you can simply go to Zelle through your bank account, and the address is treasurer@cityoflightatlanta.com, and make your donation. You can simply transfer funds from your account to the City of Light account. It's just that simple. And many of you are doing that already in modern times, and you're also accustomed to transferring funds through Zelle. So you'll find this address on our screens as we think of the treasurer at cityoflightatlanta, don't forget that, .com. And that's an easy pathway for you to make your donations. We appreciate your faithful support, and we appreciate your commitment to the support of City of Light during these challenging times. We're grateful for each and every one and the gifts that you share. Kadisha Davis is coming right now to share with us this song, I've Got a New Attitude. And I know you'll want to sing along because it really echoes, this is all we need to know.
was extreme. I got it so high, so low, there was nowhere to go, like a bad dream. Somehow the wires uncrossed, the tables were turned, and then I knew I had a lesson to learn. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes, know where I'm going and I know what to do. I've tidied up my point of view, I've got a new attitude. I'm in control, my worries are few, 'cause I got love like I never knew. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've got a new attitude. New dress, new hat, brand new ideas. As a matter of fact, I'm changed for good. Must have been the cool nights, new moon, slight change, or that particular night that makes me feel like I should. Somehow the wires uncrossed, the tables were turned, and then I knew I had a lesson to learn. Feeling good from my head to my shoes, know where I'm going and I know what to do. I've tidied up my point of view, I've got a new attitude. I'm in control, my worries are few, 'cause I got love like I never knew. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've got a new attitude. Somehow the wires uncrossed, the tables were turned, and then I knew I had a lesson to learn. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes, know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tidied up my point of view, I've got a new attitude. I'm in control, no worries are few, 'cause I got love and I know what to do. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've got a new attitude. Ooh, 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 ooh. I've got a new attitude.
Amen. With that new attitude, we can shout plot shift, can't we? To every circumstance, everything we're going through, every challenge that's going within our lives, we can make that shift, can't we? We can welcome that new story that's unfolding within our lives. So we appreciate that wonderful message in music, echoing again. This is all we need to know. All we need to know, that we are the expression of the divine. And as we welcome that thought within our life, let us go from this place as that expression that brings and unfolds peace. Peace that begins within each and every one of our lives. Peace that comes to the world. For we live in a world that is so hungry for a sense of calm, peace, a sense of sanctuary and safety. Let us be just that for one another. Join with me in singing this closing song then. Yes, there is peace on earth. And yes, it begins in me.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me. Yes, there is peace on earth, now peace that was meant to be. With God as my center, united all we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, yes,
join our hearts together and our thoughts as we center on this very thought together. This we know to be a truth that echoes down through the ages, that there is one power, one presence, and that presence is within each and every one. There is one power, that divine source, and that divine source is our life, and that life is ours right now to be lived to the fullest. In this wonderful sense of oneness with all that is of God, we become more clear that we are the expression of the divine. We are the very revelation that is there to show to the world as a way shower all that God is. And so we receive now this commissioning to go forth from this place this week. And for those who are listening and through our Facebook connections, to go forth from where they are in this wonderful power and might, saying and proclaiming, I am an expression. I am an expression of God. I am God being revealed to this world. And in that, that's all we need to know. We know that we find that great comfort in that, and that comfort comes to us as we then live out that presence. All things work together for good. The goodness of God begins to be revealed through our words, actions, and deeds. Our consciousness shifts. Everything begins to change, and the plot, the story of our life also shifts. So with great gratitude, we release this, what we're claiming right now, a greater awareness of the expression of God within us, and that is who we are. As we call the world to be and to do, being that expression of the divine. This we release as together we say, and so it is.
So take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me.
Amen. I'm so glad that you joined us today through our Facebook and social media programs. We're delighted to have you coming every week to join us here at City of Light in this great experience of celebrating God's power and presence. We're welcoming now close to over 400 people each week joining us from all around the world. And that's so exciting as we want to share this message in a broader and greater context than ever before. So we encourage you to invite others to join with you, or encourage others to view us on Facebook, or encourage others to come and join us in person here at City of Light. Our new service time is 10:30 a.m., so you'll find us coming live on Facebook around 10:50. So if you're looking for us and you just found us a little bit later, please note these new service times for us at City of Light. Join us at 3125 Presidential Parkway for Sunday services now at 10:30, or through our Facebook programs. Either way, we're delighted to minister to you each and every week. As we go from this place, we go in God's perfect peace, and we're encouraging everyone to join us for fellowship in our social hall. And for those of you who are joining us through live stream, please know our thoughts and our prayers are with you. Reach out to us, message me at revtpaul@aol.com if I can help you and assist you on your journey and helping you with any plot shift that you may be going through in your life. God bless you. Let's go in God's peace.
Somehow the wires uncrossed, the tables were turned, and then I knew I had